Welcome back to the Wizard Shop. And normally I'm standing next to a car or leaning on a car, but we're going to get to that here in a minute. What I want you guys to do, this is going to be a pretty cool episode. Remember back in time, some of you are my age, to the mid to late 90s. You're a car guy. What do you have on your walls? What kind of posters do you have on your walls? As the intro plays here in a minute, I want you to think about what kind of car poster you had on your wall, and I'm going to tell you which one I had on my wall. And then we're going to do something really cool. So without further ado, here we go. So, some of you have mentioned in the comments, they wondered if I really do have any wizard powers, true wizard powers. So we're going to show those powers today. We're going to actually do a wizard trick. One of the cool posters that I had when I was probably 15, 14, 13 in that range was a really cool car. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'm going to actually make one appear right beside me. And it is a really cool car. Are you guys ready for this? You ready for some wizard magic? Here I have a shrunken head. And then I have some salt granules. So here we go. Okay, now we just have to wait. Okay, hey, it finally worked. I knew that it would. This is the car that I had as a poster as a child on my wall. A Lamborghini Diablo. Wow, the real deal. There you have it. You've witnessed wizard magic. In fact, I need someone to witness this so it's not just you guys. I need to call Video Bob. Have you guys heard of Video Bob? He does time machines, the Ghostbusters, Ecto 1, full recreations down in Texas. Let's call him up. I want him to witness this. Look who I have on the phone, guys. It's Video Bob Mosley down in Dallas. There he is. Something really cool just happened, Bob. I did a ritual in my shop, and I called forth a Diablo.
Oh my.
And I wanted you to witness it. I wanted you to kind of explain to me how in the world this happened. I figured it would happen. I used my wizard powers, but it actually really worked.
Well, I knew you were a wizard, but I didn't know that you were a warlock.
Check it out.
Ah! Oh my, yes, that is a Diablo. It is the devil himself incarnate.
He showed up in my shop. Isn't that crazy?
With your Ouija board again?
No, I didn't use a Ouija board. I used salt and a little shrunken head.
Yeah, maybe you can get some of the demons out of some of Hoobie's cars.
Yeah, I might need to do that. If you guys haven't seen Video Bob's channel, you need to head over to his channel. He's got all kinds of cool videos, and you won't be disappointed. Very, very cool videos. Thanks for witnessing this for me, Bob. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm always available when the devil's involved.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, I'll let you get back to what you were doing. I appreciate it.
Okay, I was just eating a small baby.
A small baby. Okay. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Amazing, isn't it, guys? You have witnessed wizard magic at work. Poof, there it is. Actually, the car is in here for some work, and we've got a few things that we had to do to it. They're already done. It's fixed. And I'm going to go over some of the history of this car, and then we're going to get some cool shots, let you guys check it out up close and personal. This is actually one of the first-gen models, I guess you'd call it first-gen, or pre-facelift, as they would call it. The whole span of the range of the Lamborghini Diablo started in 1990, went all the way to 2001. There was a pre-facelift and a facelift model. The pre-facelift model went from 1990 to 1998. This has the 5.7 liter V12. It has 485 horsepower and 428 pound-feet of torque. Very, very fast, very powerful. 0 to 60 in 4.5. Top speed 202 miles an hour. And think about as you're a kid back in 95, 96, 97, and you have a poster of this on your wall. It's absolutely fast as can be. one of the fastest cars. I think Jeremy Clarkson said it was one of the biggest head turners in the world. It was actually named after a very, very vicious bull. Actually, all the Lamborghini models are named after a bull in the bullfighting. There was a bull actually owned by the Duke of Veragua. He named the bull Diablo because it was extremely vicious. One of the things that brought fame to this bull was actually a fight that happened between it and El Chicoro on July 11th, 1869. That is where this car gets its name from that bull in 1869, Diablo. This one happens to actually be the VT Roadster model, and what they mean by the Roadster was a model that they had where the roof, as Hoovy calls it, can actually electronically be raised, and it lowers itself on the back, on the engine bonnet, and locks into place, and you have an open-air Roadster at that point. It is a really cool design, really cool feature. The Roadster idea was introduced in 1992 at the Genova Motor Show as kind of a concept, I guess, if you want to call it that. But it became the Diablo VT Roadster, like this one in 95. This one's actually a 96 model, but 95 is when that all came about. The VT, that's just the letters VT, not the Roadster part, but VT came about in 1993, which means viscous traction. Basically what that means is all-wheel drive. And it had a viscous central differential that could transfer up to 25% of the power to the front wheels for added traction. This model actually is a VT model. In 95, you also had the SV model, which meant super veloce, and they had a whole lot more power, 510 horsepower and 430 pounds of torque. Now guys, I'm not going to list every single model that came out because there are so many of them in the range of the Diablo, special editions, special models, and racing models, and I'm just giving you a basic history of the car. The facelift model came about in 1998. There were some changes to what you see right here. This, being a pre-facelift, has pop-up headlights. They actually raise, kind of like an old Corvette. The facelift models have a clear lens right here. There is no more pop-up headlights. There's also an upgraded interior. There's some changes to the bodywork to make it look a little bit more aerodynamic and not boxy. And there's also analog brakes by Kelsey Hayes that's added in the 98 facelift model. The last year was 2001. That was the last year for a Diablo. These are getting very rare, very hard to find in good shape. This one only has 19,000 miles on it. It is in very, very good shape. Let's take a look at this awesome car. Since I brought this thing forth and made it into existence in my shop, let's take a look at it. Let's not just look at it on a poster. Let's look at it up close. What's the interior look like? What does the engine look like? Let's take a look. Got some Pirelli P0 tires. It's got these beautiful, beautiful wheels. Kind of looks like a telephone dial. Remember the old days, the telephone dial? Very, very aerodynamic. The interior, I guess some people could call it dated, but it actually looks very cool. It has analog gauges, simple, all the information you need there. It has center controls, has climate control, all the buttons for headlamps and power locks. And look at that beautiful Alpine stereo, stock. That's stock with this car back then in 95. 5-speed shifter, manual shifter. And there's really not a whole lot of gadgets or GPS or anything crazy in this. This is a driver's car. This is really a driver's car. It's very, very cool. Are you guys ready to see the engine? I'm ready. Let's take a look. Ta-da! There's the 5.7 liter V12. Tons and tons of horsepower. Diablo. This car means business, guys. There's one reason it exists, and it's to go fast. "12 cylinders. Dual air filters. Here's the exhaust. It's covered by a heat shield here. All the exhaust is back here. Just like on the Murcielago that we worked on Leo's Lambo that he has. We saw that all apart. It's basically almost the same chassis as a Murcielago. This would be predated, but this one has stock exhaust. It's all stock. No custom stuff on it. Well, I mean, when you have this much horsepower, when it looks this cool, I guess you really don't need to change anything. So, let me get this closed down. This thing has a super wide rear end on it. It's wider than most cars I've ever seen. VT, there's the viscous traction. That's what that means. I just talked about that. Crazy D,
Hey,
what are you doing?
I don't know.
Just came to say hi?
Yeah,
Did you sell anything today?
of course I did.
You always sell something
Someone
every...
got something sold. What is this?
The Lamborghini.
No, it's not. There's no 3-point. There's no PTO. These back tires are way too small.
What do you
Not a
mean
Lamborghini.
PTO? This ain't made for plowing.
Well, it would do a terrible job at that.
I guess you're right. There's nowhere to hook a two-bottom plow, is there?
Oh, you give Junior Mint and a welder a little bit of time, I'm sure we could come up with something.
I don't think this would probably pull a plow for very long and probably break it apart.
Doesn't seem very useful to me.
Useful? No, it's not.
do
It's not.
anything with
It's
it.
not useful. That's not what you do with one of these. It's made for exhilarating experience and power and speed and listen to the exhaust note.
Well, I guess. I mean, I'd be more my speed if, you raise that back end up, we put some bigger tires on it, let Junior Mint put a drawbar underneath there.
No, we're not going to fix it up so you can put it on the lot and sell it.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go back to drilling over this Lamborghini, and I'm going to go back to the lot.
Okay, that sounds good. It's Crazy D, everybody. If you don't know by now, he has his own channel. He does tractors, he sells equipment on our lot. He knows so much about farming, the older farming. That's where his specialty is. That's where his wheelhouse is. He likes Lamborghini tractors. I like these types of Lamborghinis. But anyways, I guess we'll finish up with the car. I'm glad I was able to show it to you guys today. The customer had me fix a few things on it. Just had a small coolant leak. His turn signals, they were kind of wonky. If you turn the turn signal, the whole thing moved, and some issues with some flashers and things, bulbs. And we got everything fixed. Everything's ready to go. And after this one's done, I'm told that there's even a cooler car than this coming in next. So I'll leave that as a secret for you guys to find out at a later date. So anyways, if there's any tools or anything you've seen that I've used in previous videos, check our Amazon affiliates page. We're also going to add a coolant pressure tester, which is what I used on this. It's just a hand pump unit with different caps that you can hook onto the radiator and pressure test a cooling system without engine running. So check that out in the Amazon affiliates page. If you haven't subscribed by now, go ahead and click the subscribe button, hit the little bell. You won't be disappointed. There's more cool stuff like this to come. I'm glad I got to show you guys this really cool poster car. Thanks for watching.